6 months in simulation, 87% win rate, making $15,000 a month on paper. Then I went in with real money. 2 weeks later, I was down 3,200. Win rate, 34%. Same strategy, same charts, same me. So what the hell had happened? I'm going to tell you exactly why simulation trading feels like a video game and live trading feels like a psychological warfare. Because if you don't understand this, you're going to be destroyed. Let me tell you about my transition from sim to live, because it was brutal. I spent 6 months in demo. I was crushing it. Every rule followed, every stop honored. My journal was perfect. My stats were incredible. I felt ready, I felt confident, and I thought, okay, I've got this, time to make real money. First week of live trading, I took a setup on EURUSD. Perfect entry, everything lined up. My plan was clear. The trade moved 5 pips against me. And I froze. Not like I paused to think, no. My hand was on a mouse button and I physically could not click on it to press the close. My heart was pounding, my chest was tight, I was sweating. Over 5 pips. In sim, I had taken hundreds of losses. No problem, close it, move on to the next trade. But with real money, those 5 pips felt like my identity was on the line. And that's when I realized I hadn't been learning to trade for the past 6 months. I've been learning to play a game. And now I was in a real thing. And I had no idea how to handle it. So let me break down exactly what changes when you go from sim to live. Because it's not what you think. There are 3 core differences between the sim and the live. And if you don't understand this, you're screwed. In sim, a trade is just data. You enter it, you close it, you record. Win or lose is just an information. But in live trading, every trade is loaded with meaning. That $100 loss, that's groceries. That's your car payment. Or that's the proof you might be wasting your time. So when you see a setup, you don't think, does it match my criteria? You think, what if I lose again? What if I'm wrong? Can I afford this loss? What if this trade proves that I cannot do this? And that's not trading analysis. That's fear negotiation. And the more you negotiate, the more setups you'll miss. In sim, being wrong is fine. This setup didn't work out. That's fine, that's okay. You learned something, move on. But in live trading, being wrong feels like failure. Because now there is a number attached to it. A real number that came out of your real account. And your brain cannot separate this trade was wrong from I was wrong. It becomes about your identity, your worth, your competence. So what do? You start avoiding being wrong at all costs. You move your stop losses to give your trades more room to breathe. Because you can't handle being stopped out. You close winners too early because you can't handle seeing them reversing on you and proving you were wrong for holding. You don't take trades at all because if you don't trade, you can't be wrong. And that's not trading. That's self-protection. In sim, you're trading, you're learning. There is no benchmark except your own progress. In live trading, you're comparing yourself to your sim results every single day. I was like, I should be making $15,000 a month like I did in sim. What's wrong with me? But that comparison is insane. Which you're comparing live trading, which includes fear, pressure, real consequences, to simulation, which had none of that. It's like comparing how you perform in a boxing gym versus actual fight, where someone is trying to knock you out. Of course it's different. The conditions are completely different. And the more you compare, the more you beat yourself up for this. The more you beat yourself up, the worse you trade. So what do? How do you bridge that gap? First, accept that live trading is a completely different skill. Sim taught you the mechanics. Live trading requires emotional regulation under pressure. And like with any skill, you start from the beginning. You don't start with $10,000. You start with the smallest size possible. $20 per trade, 50, maybe 100, what it is for you. Small enough so the loss doesn't trigger you. I know what you're thinking, but that's nothing. That's the waste of time. No, that's psychological training. You're not trying to make money right now, even though I know you want to. You're trying to learn how to execute your strategy when the real money is on the line. Small size means small emotional weight. And small emotional weight means that you can actually think clearly. And once you can execute consistently with a small size, and I mean really consistently, not just few trades, only then you increase your size. slowly. Second, your sim results are irrelevant. They're from a different game. That's it. The only question that matters now is, am I executing better today than I did yesterday? Not, am I making as much as in the sim? No. Just, did I follow my plan? Third, journal your emotions, not just your trades. After every live trade, write down how you felt. Something like, I hesitated on EURUSD trade because I was afraid after yesterday's loss. I panic closed trade on gold because I couldn't handle watching it go against me. Or I took a random trade because I was bored or frustrated. You're doing this because you need to see your emotional patterns, because those patterns are what's killing you. And fourth, build the proof. Right now, you don't trust yourself live. Every trade where you follow your plan is a win, even if the trade loses. And after about 10-15 trades where you followed your plan, your brain starts to believe that you can actually do what you said you will do. And after about 30, it starts to feel normal. And I have a full guidance video about this process, which I will link in the description down below. So you need small enough size that you can actually complete these trades without panicking. So here's what you need to understand. Going from sim to live isn't about applying what you've learned. It's about learning something completely new. How to trade when your heart is racing and your hands are shaking. Sim made you comfortable, and live trading will make you capable. But only if you're willing to start small, stop comparing yourself. But only if you're willing to start small, stop comparing yourself, and focus on psychology over profits. Look, I know you want to make money now. I've been there too. I know you want to prove that your 6 months in sim wasn't a waste of time. And believe me, it wasn't. You've learned something there. But now, start small. Build your emotional muscle. And learn to execute under pressure. That's the most important thing for you right now. The money will come, but the psychology has to come first. So drop a comment. Tell me, have you made a transition from sim to live yet? What was the hardest part for you? What was the hardest part for you? Where are you struggling? Let's talk about it. And remember, sim is a tutorial. Live is an actual game. An actual game is 90% psychology. Now you know. See you in the next one.